Bronny can go in front of ESPN.
Nigga, my mama gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga gonna do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah. But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shador.
Right, it's about to get worse.
Dion already doing it. We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's all
When you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like, get off of me. Get off of me. Get off me. No, don't touch me. Was it worth the $30,000? Now? In the moment.
In that moment.
In the moment.
You was up.
You remember? Was it bingo night or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But keep it high level. This is gonna just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is, I am undefeated.
Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to line up.
He's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's first.
Somebody go rebound. Shoot.
This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what, big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now.
Let's go.
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. Blah, blah, blah. Hello, my name is Marcellus Wiley, and I am happy to be here. Remember the second grade? Remember homeroom, how nervous you used to be? Oh my God, everybody at school today again. What they wearing? What they got on? Oh, who joking? Who got them jokes? Love for you guys. Beat it up in the comments, beat it up. I said, what's up? Who is here today? Oh, y'all, I see you, Danny Fan, always in the building. Shout out to you. You guys got a gang of good topics, and they all sound like y'all want to talk about the Diggs family. God dang, Trevon. God dang, Stefon. It ain't on right now. Oh, it's off. Oh, my God. Okay, love to you guys, DJ Cape, man. Hey, Sellers, you usually beat us. Not today, and the crown goes wild. Yeah, y'all beat me today. I tried to adjust the time a little bit back, largely because my family came home last night. and they turned this house into a home. Oh, man, the itty bitties were back running around. They got a Barbie play set that got put together. No, I didn't do it. I am not that guy. I am not a handyman. In our family, we got a handy woman, and that's my wife. But she is overloaded right now. Her bandwidth consumed with itty bitties, consumed with more things of priority. So I went to call all my handymen, but they were busy, or, the holidays, everybody using them up. So guess what I did? Called up Thumbtack. Yeah, and I got the best dude. You be nervous letting somebody come in your crib, especially when they come in your crib and all you see is jerseys. And he'd be like, I like those jerseys. See, I'll be back when you sleep. You know what I mean? I'll be thinking like that, Compton. But he was the best dude ever. He's like, call me for anything. I said, anything? He said, anything. And he really looked like he could do everything, so I was pumped. But long story short, I stayed in the bed a little longer than normal. I slept to 4:14. That's a long time for me. Usually I'm waking up and it's a 3. And because I was cuddling with my boy. I told y'all how important it is for you to sleep with your kids. I was cuddling with MJ, Biscuit, Tita Taria. That's his nicknames. So we were cuddling up, and I didn't want to get up. I can't lie. I was like, But I was like, what am I gonna do? Just stare in the dark and look at this fool while he sleep? He ain't doing nothing, and he taking up all the bed anyway. So move. So instead of moving him, I moved, and now we're here. Simple as that. Love for you guys. Beat it up in the comments. Let's have some fun. And since y'all want to talk about these Diggses, let's talk about these Diggses. Oh, what's going on with the Diggses? The Diggses. Oh, my God. Okay, so this story read weird. This is how it hit me. I'm on my Twitter, X. Why don't they just change it back to Twitter? Ain't nobody calling it X. Anyway, this is from NFL insider Jordan Schultz. Shout out to him. Shout out to Keyshawn Johnson. Do a show together. Love. Okay, so I saw he got released, and I'm like, what day is it? Ain't it December, 30th? It's like who gets released that's a veteran on December 30th? And now read this. So Jordan Schultz says his understanding of the Trevon Diggs situation is this. After the Cowboys finished their Christmas game versus the Commanders, Diggs requested with head coach Brian Schottenheimer, who used to coach when I was with the Chargers because his daddy was Marty and Brian was the little man, itty bitty. Isn't that crazy? To stay in Washington for the holidays since he's from the area and his family stays there. So basically, hey, we going out to Washington to play. Okay, we go out there, win, lose, or draw, doesn't matter. Coach, can I stay? Why? Why do you want to stay? Because my family's here, and I'm going to fly right back if I go back home. He's like, let me think about it. All right, so players often ask for, true, and are usually granted, hell yeah, especially if you're a veteran, additional family time during the holidays if the schedule makes sense. Dallas played Thursday. Makes hella sense because you're going to be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Some coaches are butts. Or a-holes, asshole. And then they be like, all right, we got a Sunday walkthrough. What? They just break up whatever break you have, they put something right in the middle, mandatory. Because you can't go too far. You can't say, oh man, I'm about to go to Thailand and get this $5 massage for 2 hours. No. Bring your ass back. You ain't going that far. So Shotty denied the request. Diggs again said, all right, you didn't hear me the first time, I don't think, homie. Wasn't you the little dude that was coaching with Marcellus 20 years ago? Diggs again said he wanted to be with his family and that if he went back to Dallas, hey, coach, be real. I'd just be flying right back on the first flight out, especially with the players having several days off. The team vehemently denied his request again. They trying to send a message, not to him, to them. Hey, we done with the play. Y'all seen the Cowboys documentary? Yeah, y'all saw a lot of play in that. You know why they were allowed to play? They were winning them rings and things. Y'all ain't doing nothing. So no more play. You know how it goes. And then today the team released him. Damn. Diggs is healthy and ready to join a new team for the playoffs. Blah, blah, blah. Something's going on in Dallas, obviously deeper than that. The first level is they trying to send a message to everybody. Stop playing. Got Jerry Jones out here. Y'all know he tender at his age. What is Jerry Jones, 82 now? Stop playing. Punks, marks. All y'all here getting all this love, all this fame. We got the highest paid player in the league, and y'all can't win nothing? Can't even qualify for the playoffs? Shut up. Coach, can we have something to eat? No. You can last 40 days without eating. Shut up. Coach, can I get something to drink? No. You can last, how long you last without drinking? 3 days, 5 days? Shut up. No. How about you just coach us better? You know what I mean? You ain't got to take away all our toys. We still going to play. We just ain't going to play in front of you. Okay? I'm going to play with it. I'm going to get on this flight and be gone. Oh, y'all want to play this little tug of war? Okay, that's fine. So, look, I've been in this situation many a times, and I've always got my requests granted because I always asked a reasonable request. And that was a reasonable request. But you got to also, Chris Paul, shout out to Chris Paul, read the room. Like, it ain't about you. I know we all are the movie stars in our own movie in our head. We are the star, but not to a team, especially a team that, let's just be real, once again, didn't live up to expectations. So now you come back, hey, coach, you thinking it's all cool, it's all Gucci. It ain't. The hell you thinking? So I think what happened between his first request and his second request, or the fact that they knew that he was still persistent, still like pursuing this, they were like, if he don't shut up, you know, he probably walking around the locker room, or he just, you know, whatever, on the plane, whatever. He did something that was like, he ain't hear us. Because this is one thing that frustrates somebody in authority. Because I got authority over my kids. So I tell them every time, don't ever get quiet when you ask me for something. Because you know how they act. They be talking about, daddy, they loving life. And then they be like, uh-oh, I want to ask for some candy. Or, oh, I want that iPad. And they go like this, daddy, is it, if it's, can you please, you know, they shrink, they cower. If you please, I said, please what? What do you want? I said, don't shrink. I said, volume up. Come on, what you want? All you're gonna get is a yes or no. But the thing about it is, once you get your yes, I never see or hear you again. Daddy, can I get my iPad? Yes. Boom! Just broke the world record in 100. When I say no, all of a sudden, but why? But I did this, and hey man, take your yeses and nos. You notice that when I say yes, I don't hear another word. I want that to be the same way with a no. Now it's tough. So hey, Trevon, you was over there. I know you went into it. I know you got into it. It was a problem. I only got the only story I got like that is that I went to LA a lot because I was playing for the San Diego Chargers, and LA's right there. And I was like, Coach, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna stay up in LA. And that was a drive. And he was like, all right, you know, it's the same thing everywhere. I hate to do this. We need to stop playing. If you are what they need, you can do what you want. Now, I wonder if Dak would have asked what would have happened. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm talking about. So beat it up in the comments. Trevon, you ain't got it like that. Just simple as that, whatever y'all want to say. All right, beat it up in the comments. Love for you guys. Y'all still talking about good morning and what's cracking with Stefon Diggs. Can y'all put some respect on Trevon? He been dealing with that his whole life. So where's Stefon at? Hey, Trevon, where's Stefon at? That's how wives feel when they're around famous husbands. That's how Aisha Curry feels around Steph. Hey, Aisha, is Steph here? That's your name? She like, my first name is Hey, Aisha. My middle name is, and then my last name is Steph here. People get tired of that. Real spit. Okay, love for you guys. Beat up in comments. Let me know when y'all want to talk about the topics we talking about. Damn, y'all all ahead already. Joe Clapp want to talk about college football and why nobody, it sounds like, politicking. Blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about this. This is real. Notre Dame finds itself in the crosshairs of a lot of these conversations because everyone now has to figure out how to maneuver around Notre Dame. Obviously, storied program, obviously one of the best programs in terms of contention currently, but also not facing the same consequences everybody else is facing, right? Everybody knows if you lose 3 games, pretty much you're going to be out the playoffs, right? But you got a little argument, depends on strength of schedule. But point being, dog, I ain't about to give up one to Notre Dame. Notre Dame damn good. They going to be top 10. Worse. You just want to just give up. You want to go play a top 10 team and then potentially lose, and then it doesn't hurt them. So that means they're going to be ahead of you no matter what. Huh? No. That's not how the game is played. Yeah, I hope everyone is plugged in. I'm not going to bore you right now on this topic. To the money, to how bowl games work, and here's your money. Do you want it? You know, and how the schedule works. Here's your money. Will you play us? Like, you know, I remember the first time I heard that, I don't know how long ago it was, decade or so, years ago. And I was like, they pay to play each other? I was like, they never offered Columbia. Yeah, we played Notre Dame for $5 million. Take that L. But the point is, that's the point. You would take it because the incentives. You're like, ain't nothing bad can happen. Oh, Notre Dame beat y'all by 900. Oh, so what? Did everybody stay healthy? Nobody died, right? Okay, it was worth it. But it's not worth it to play Notre Dame because when you lose, guess what? They win. And when they lose, guess what? They win. They ain't in the conference. They gonna schedule, Bowling Green, whatever it is. So, man, they better fix that because Notre Dame, I do not want to see a college football landscape where Notre Dame is crumb cake. I don't. I like it. I like Notre Dame. Just say what it is, whether it's the gold helmets and the flakes, something like that. Oh, can I tell you this story real quick? All right, this is sick. All right, so, I played small school, but everybody that went to big schools, I knew them. In the summer in L.A., everybody training out here, all that kind of stuff, right? My boys went to USC, my boys went to Miami, my boys went to Cal, my boys were everywhere, right? Big schools. So they would come back in the summer every summer, and we like, yo, you getting bigger, Wiley. You getting stronger, Wiley. Wow, you fast, Wiley. But you sorry, Wiley, because you go to Columbia. You got to be sorry. No one ever saw me on TV. No one ever saw one of my games. They just heard stuff. They was like, I ain't hear much. So, whatever. And I remember the first time I got to prove that I belonged with the big boys was at the East-West Shrine All-Star game. Long story short, first play I ever had against another player that was not from the Ivy League, like a big-time program, was Notre Dame. They had a tight end, and we had a drill, and it was like 101s, and he had to block me. It wasn't like Oklahoma drill. It was like he had to block me, and I had to get by him. So I remember lining up, put my fingers in the dirt. He put his fingers in the dirt. And this sounds like a movie, but this is true. I literally said, this is the moment. And what flashed, like when they say flashback, it's not always visual, but it was visual. But it was really just remembering how many hills I ran, how many times I threw up, how many weights I lifted when I could barely get 95 pounds up. I mean, I'm not lying, dog. My fingers in the dirt, and I'm still looking at my fingers because I know coach ain't going to blow the whistle yet, and I'm trying to make sure my body in perfect position. And I got my arm cocked. I used to always have my arm cocked. Boy, I had that arm cocked. As soon as he blow that whistle, he say, go. I bow. That arm go out first. You better duck. You better duck. So anyway, I still got my hand in the dirt, my eyes on it, and then I'm starting to look up that little gaze, and I'm still remembering everything I did. Small school, oh, you sorry, you suck, you ain't nothing, right? I'm the only, like in my head, I'm the only small school dude here, even though I wasn't. But this was my moment. I look up, and first thing I see, guess what it was? Yep. Pow, 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 pow. Them flakes in their helmet, them gold things are real. It was like this. It was like a Hollywood movie. Pow, pow, pow. And I looked up and I saw nothing but that gold helmet. I ain't even look him in his eyes or nothing. I just saw that gold helmet because that meant, yo, this is the promised land. Yo, that's the way to get there. You got to go through that. I'm thinking of like Lou Holtz, Rocket Ismail, Ty Light. I'm thinking like, ow. And I heard that whistle. Yeah. I mean, when I talk about devastation, it's like I was pinned up, like I was abstinent my whole life, and then it was the wedding day. Ah! Lorraine. Oh, I lit his ass up and got drafted. That's all I got to say. All right, let's get into this, man, right here. Oh, y'all took me down memory lane with that Notre Dame. All right, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. What's going on in Lakerland? They sorry. I told y'all. But anyway, we blaming a lot of people. We blaming a lot of things. So I want to see what the poll is saying right now. Beat it up in the comments. Make sure you vote. People are saying, who's to blame for the Lakers collapse? The biggest culprit is LeBron James. Second is Rob Pelinka. Third is JJ Redick. And then Luka, only 2%. Really? Okay. I ain't mad at it. Y'all voted. But now I want y'all to look at these Lakers, the last 10 games. Okay, there's some teams out there eating. We know what it is. Spurs eating. A lot of parity. Look at all these 6 and 4s. Even, the Clippers. 5 and 5. But they won 5 and 5, but I think they won 4 or 5 in a row. But point being, where are the Lakers? Lord. Where are the Lakers? Where y'all at? Ooh. Don't see the Lakers, do you? Yeah, last 10 games, play standard. What needs to change with the Lakers? Rob Pelinka. Now, y'all saying, why Rob Pelinka? I'm going to show you. Lakers ain't even on there. Let me show you why. Rob Pelinka may be the problem. Peep this. Who has ever seen this much ineptitude without any criticism? Tell me, please. Somebody tell me. Because I'm looking at this situation. There we go. Here we go. This is crazy. Look. This is wild. So, Lakers are drafted. Look at these draft picks. Dalton Connect, who I love. I actually love him. I know he be having his struggles. Y'all mess with his mind. Y'all messed his whole brain up. Y'all messed him up when y'all said, hey, bro, we're going to trade you. No, we did trade you. Oh, we didn't trade you. My bad. I love you. All right, Tristan da Silva. Look at that. Look at all that. Jacoby Walter and Jalen Tyson. A little different, right? A little different. Keep going, Wiley. Okay, Jalen Hood. And then look who they get. Jaquez Jr., Polizimski, Whitmore, Clowney. Point being, they are missing on their draft picks. It ain't working out. And then everybody want to blame LeBron at 41. Why are you going to blame something that you know is going to be an issue, right? It's like you're almost being a parent and you're talking about, I hate these kids. Why? They always crying and want something and got all this energy. What did you expect? What you thought you were going to have? Some plastic baby toy? Like, this is a real life thing that's trying to figure out the world. Those are not complaints. Those are expectations, and you had some bad ones. Simple as that. So I'm looking at Rob Pelinka right now, and the construction of this roster is horrible. Horrible. You pull off a Luka trade so it saves the day and it buys you runway. But even the Luka trade, if you really – remember people who were saying this? It's Luka, so great trade. But bad trade because it's Luka. What are you doing with LeBron there and all the needs you have, including shooting, including speed, athleticism, youth, etc., and you get Luka, who's young, who's a superstar, but he ain't going to integrate well with what you got. So sometimes it's the Tetris piece. Like, everybody loves the straight one, right? Everyone loves that one or the cube. Yeah, but what you going to do when you get that zigzag? You got to play it. And Luka was a zigzag to this team. He just was. And I'm taking Luka over everybody if we had to redraft it, but that's not how you play ball. You got to play ball in the moment. You already got LeBron. You already got Austin Reeves. You already got this team looking like this. And you going to go grab Luka? No problem. But then you're going to have to do something else with everybody else. You got to do something. Y'all ain't going to do nothing. I'm not lying. The athlete in me, just being real. If I see the Lakers, I don't care how many games they done won, how many games of this. This is what I'm doing. Jerry Tarkanian. Run them. Simple as that. Run them. They don't want to go. Luka don't want to go, and I don't think he still can go. I don't know how much that Ozempic worked that I took. Let me stop. I ain't going to put that on that man. I don't even think Ozempic bad. Listen to doctors. I took it before. Obviously, I ain't taking it now, but I'm going to get back to it. But the point is, my boy Anthony Anderson takes it. Woo, he look good. But the point is, he ain't going to go. Austin Reeves going to go, but he going to go by himself, and I don't think Austin Reeves carrying this team is how you going to win no championship or even deep run. And then LeBron, he can't go. He can't go. Like, he cannot and he should not, so he won't. He's not stupid. You know, when you get an old school car, any of you ever just get an old school car? Like a 6-tray, Chevrolet, ragtop Impala, top dollar, got your cousin laid back riding shotgun because you got hydraulics front and back, hot ones, souped up. Because y'all know who that is? That's Cam, one of the best rappers ever. Anyway, so Cam got the 6-tray. What you don't do, I had a 6-tray too as well. You don't do is drive it every day. You got your classic car, you ain't driving it every day. It's a 6-tray Chevrolet, ragtop Impala, top dollar. Sit in the garage and look good, girl. LeBron, like, you know, you only got enough toothpaste for a few days. You on a week-long vacation. You ain't got to brush your teeth every day. God dang. These Lakers are silly. They running that team wrong. Look, I ain't got no beef with Rob Pelinka, and I hope he doesn't get mad at my commentary like Michael Jordan and all of a sudden don't want to speak to me when I say, hi, Rob. You know what I mean? But the point is, come on, bro. Hell, what? Somebody said y'all got a former agent, Kobe's homeboy, and a podcaster, JJ Redick, and a 41-year-old Talking about y'all gonna win something. Yeah, all right. Crazy. Unreal. All right, so Raider Fail says, blaming Pelinka is the clutch sports talking point. Damn, Marcellus Wiley. I don't know if y'all saying that in jest or y'all really believe that, because y'all really come off as corny. So if I ever met you in real life and you said that, literally that conversation is going to get cut short. And I'm really nice to people. I'm nice to everybody because I'm a kind person. But when you say something like that, I got you. Oh, yeah, low-hanging fruit. Oh, you had a talking point. I just look at you like you smoking cigarettes and you pregnant. There's no worse person than me in the world other than a murderer and all that than a woman smoking cigarettes and she got a baby. I've seen that a couple times. I was like, yo, I hate her. That's real spit. So anyway, imagine crack. But the point is, don't come up to me with no talking points. You think I am talking to Rich Paul, who is homies with my boy Max? So I talk to Max and then he'd be like, yo, Rich. And I talk to Rich and he'd be like, yo, Marcellus. And, man, stop. Can I have an original thought that just aligns with somebody else? Ain't no clutch talking points. Real spit. I don't think the Lake show is ran properly. Okay, simple as that. Somebody said, Wayne Monbird says, nah, Wiley, you tripping. Laugh my ass off. Y'all need to brush y'all teeth every day. Stop lying. See, this is the wrong show. Go over to the other shows. Go over there and be your fake self. Okay, on this show, we don't shave. On this show, we don't brush our teeth every day. On this show, we keep it 1,000 while you don't take a shower every day. Shut it. Shut it. Ain't no better feeling sometimes you come home and crash bag of Cheetos on your chest, Hawaiian 2-liter right next to you, Hawaiian Punch 2-liter, and you ain't showered. And you wake up the next morning stanky, and you're like, now I'm going to shower. It's okay. God dang. You're a human being. You're imperfect by nature. You're imperfect as you're born. Everybody knows this. You ain't got to fake it. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. All right, now, who's lying in this situation? Because you ain't got to lie, but we got to go into the story. Buckle up, y'all. We're going to take our time through this because this is deep. All right. Patriot Stefon Diggs faces felony strangulation charges after chef. First, I thought Chiefs, like something damn, what'd he do to somebody on the Chiefs? Chef assault claim. On December 2nd at his Dedham, Massachusetts home. Is that how you say it? Dedham. New England Patriots wide receiver Stefon Diggs allegedly, please highlight that word because y'all know me in these streets. I don't believe nothing. I don't believe nobody. But okay, somebody said something. Slapped his private chef. That's a lot. Choked her with his elbow. I don't even know what that means. You mean got in a chokehold and then, a normal chokehold, yeah, I guess the elbow's on the outside. And pushed her onto the bed during a dispute about November pay. Okay, why are we talking about pay in the bedroom? I'll tell you, I'm different. I look at stuff differently. I'm not the same. Well, I'm not talking about, am I that strong? I pushed you from the kitchen. We should be talking about pay in the kitchen. We in the bedroom. Maybe it's just like, oh, she making it up and you just walking by. Hey, how you doing today? Oh, by the way, boss, I was just wanting to see if I get paid. Okay. So there's an innocent way to look at that and there's another way to look at that. She initially declined charges. These change of hearts, man or woman, it ain't genderfied. It's just whoever you are that's been harmed. Why are you changing your mind? Incentives. Why are you changing your mind? Stop with the blowback and all this stuff. Please, people just typing something on the internet. Ain't nobody blowing you back. Stop it. So I'm not going to say anything. This happened in the Sharon Moore case. Y'all together, y'all all good. You ain't saying nothing. All of a sudden you wake up because you know they about to try and get you. You get them. So were you harmed or not? That's all I'm asking. I ain't trying to play this little cat game. I'm going to get you if you don't get me. Whew. It's like loose extortion. Anyway, she initially declined charges but filed a report after rejecting an NDA for payment. Oh, he came late to the game. Got to get them NDAs in there early. Even if they're not foolproof and ironclad, you got to get them in there early before they work. He dropped the ball on that one. Okay, we wouldn't even hear about this story 99%. I'm sure if he had signed that before she even start working. Now, I'm going to show you a picture of her, and then you're going to be like, a lot of stuff going to add up. Leading to felony strangulation and misdemeanor assault charges. Damn. When you see the F word, on a report card or on a police report, you fuck. Diggs' attorney calls the claims unsubstantiated, and denies them outright. They all do. That's the problem with hearing that. You'd be like, all right, whatever. Like, prove that she didn't do it, which is tough. Prove a negative is very difficult, if not impossible. But point is, he's going to have to do that. The Patriots expressed support while promising cooperation with authorities and the NFL. Patriots sitting there like, oh, it's the playoffs, dog. Oh, we got a young quarterback. Come on. Oh, we just went through this in the summer with you. Come on, B. Didn't you have some like weird, what do they call it, Tootsie? Or some pink stuff and some, you on a boat with Cardi B and all these strippers from LA that Wiley see at the Clipper games? Like, but you got the best owner, other than Jerry Jones. Ain't no better owner than Robert Kraft to deal with some issues, if you know what I'm talking about, right? So Diggs leads the team in catches and their 6-game win streak atop the AFC East. Past headlines like a confirmed paternity suit add to the off-field scrutiny. Confirmed paternity suit. The hell y'all talking about? All right, so we got that going on. That ain't no good. We got to continue, though. It gets worse. It gets worse. I hate to do this, man. But because it affects ball, because if the Patriots don't have Stefon Diggs, stop playing with me. You know what I mean? Stop playing with me. That ain't going to add up good. So now you take that. So they brought up the lady. Obviously, she's the one who flipped on them. On this show, we're like athletes. We must judge, okay? So let's judge, okay? This is your personal chef. I ain't mad at it, but I'm going to talk about it. Okay, this is your personal chef. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all see it too. First of all, she got on the Pillsbury Doughboy hat. She really cooking. Okay, that's your chef. Now, let's be real. Okay. There's a lot of people out there, and we talk about women, so let's talk about a lot of ladies out there who have these fallback professions, right? You know, like you ain't 7 years old tomorrow, I want to be a chef. Maybe, maybe not. I doubt you were. You know, but then, you know, all things don't add up. So then you turn into, you know what they do? They do hair. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Then they start cooking. You know what I mean? They start being celebrity bookers and stuff, whatever. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just telling you, when someone is doing something they didn't initially want to do as a real dream, like you playing football, you're playing football. So guess what? When you were 7, you wanted to play football. So you are living a dream, and someone gets next to you close enough that they could actually live in your dream and didn't have to earn it. Be careful, because that sucker there is trying to make that dream a reality by hook or crook. Y'all know. The lies be going in. Stop playing with me, okay? Okay, so then he got a paternity suit. Another one. DJ Khaled. How many kids this dude got? Do you, dog? You Old Testament. I know. There is an Old Testament. What is it? Plentiful and multiply. Go ahead. Boy, when you retire, though, you're going to be like, damn, how many kids again? All right, so this is who you got a baby with. I mean, duh. She pregnant right now. And look at her. Good Lord. And then that's Cardi B. Okay. We're not done. I don't care about how cute his staff looks. I don't care. My lesson and my message is, dog, everybody ain't for the dream. Okay? Because then if you don't believe me, you wake up to moments like this.
Well, breaking right now on WBZ, New England Patriots star Stefon Diggs is facing serious criminal charges. We have just obtained paperwork from Dedham District Court indicating that the wide receiver is charged with felony strangulation or suffocation and misdemeanor assault and battery. This is stemming from an incident back on December 2nd. Diggs is scheduled to be arraigned on the charges in Dedham on January 23rd. That is just 2 days before the AFC Championship game. The wide receiver's attorneys were in court this morning for a hearing, and we are working to learn more about the incident that led to these charges. We did reach out to the Patriots for a statement. We have that for you here.
Okay, we got a Patriot statement. I'm going to let them read it. We're going to dive into this because this affects so many, and it's an allegation, y'all. Now, we know the allegations are way louder than the apology, right? Or the charges dismissed. Nobody want to read that. Ain't no breaking news on that. That's at the bottom as a ticker, right? At the ticker. But let them go. Let them cook. Let's talk because this is going to affect the playoffs. The Patriots, without their star receiver, you saw what just happened in Pittsburgh when DK Metcalf was gone for off the field. Technically, he wasn't on the field, but stadium issues. Come on.
says the New England Patriots are aware of the accusations that have been made regarding Stefon Diggs. Stefon has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. We support Stefon. We will continue to gather information and will cooperate fully with the appropriate authorities and the NFL as necessary. Out of respect for all of the parties involved, and given that this is an ongoing legal matter, we will have no further comment at this time.
Okay, their hands are cuffed. This is a felony charge. He has a social history, even if he doesn't have a criminal history, a social history of kind of stepping in some things, right? And why is that important? It's more important to the Patriots than it is to the justice system, to the judge. You know why? Because the Patriots are like, damn, we can't give them benefit of the doubt, because if we do, and then this is true, you know what happens in backlash. You let him go and play in a game, and you knew these allegations. Oh, man, the wrath will come to the Patriots. Continue.
I want to bring in Dan Roach now to talk about this with us and the impact, Roachy, that this could have for the team, for the playoffs. We've been on such a roll. How does Coach Vrabel make sure that this doesn't become a distraction for them?
Well, Brianna, I think it's very early in the fact-finding part of this as far as just what happened, how it happened, when it happened, who was involved, and everything else, which we haven't seen or heard yet. So I think that's the first part of it. And then the second part to me is that he categorically denies it when it comes to what happened. So we're going to have to find out the story. Beyond that, I can tell you that as a veteran, a wide receiver, a number one wide receiver coming in, there were questions about Steph Diggs and, how would he behave? How would he handle it? A lot of the number one wide receivers could be divas, if you call it, at times. And he has been nothing but a role model, a perfect citizen in that clubhouse or locker room for this New England Patriots team, so much so that he's emerged as a leader. The players look up to him. I think the coaching staff certainly respects him, and everything that he's done in a Patriots uniform has been good for the team. In fact, just the other day, post-game, after their win over the Jets down in New Jersey, he was speaking in the locker room talking about being 30 yards away from being a 1,000-yard wide receiver, I think for the 7th time in his career, and he had knee surgery last year and came back, and I think it meant a lot to him. He was almost, to me, kind of emotional, almost in tears, saying he just wants to win, that these milestones don't mean as much to him anymore in his career. At this point of his career, he just wants to win, loves this team, and wants to be a part of them trying to win a Super Bowl. So, like I said, it's again, nothing surprises me, in sports anymore. But I think for everything that we've seen and have been with the guy from day one here in that Patriots locker room, he's been nothing but a role model citizen. So we shall see how it unfolds. But from my perspective, he's been everything you want as a teammate, as a leader, as a New England Patriot so far.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I just want to get this out because I don't know if I stated it clearly. I don't believe this story. That's not something that's profound. That's not something that should be startling because it's an allegation. I am not believing anybody who just wakes up one day, changes their story, and says, this is what happened. I'm not believing you. Now, you can prove it and then prove me wrong, but that's on you. And if you don't prove it, first of all, I'm not even checking for it. But if you don't prove it, then that's all landing on you. I don't believe Stefon Diggs. I'm just indifferent until you make me have to understand what really happened. Now, the problem is the Patriots can't be indifferent, right? The NFL can't be indifferent. You know how Ray Rice went through his situation, and we heard it, and it was one thing. But then when we saw it, it was another thing. And then you saw the blowback that came from the lack of punishment. NFL ain't stupid. They got a memory. They got a social memory. They know how people act in these situations. So they're going to have to get in front of this. They're going to have to show some foresight, and they're going to have to really see where this is headed, even if it doesn't head there, just to protect themselves. They have to err on the side of caution. I hope y'all like the Littles. I hope you guys like cartoons like that, right? Because right now we're about to go through it. Speed through it, brother. Let's go.
Roachy, certainly a lot of positive things ahead of him. He's a dad, has a new baby with Cardi B, but again, here, the breaking news, he is going to be arraigned 2 days before the AFC Championship, so we will see what happens. We will stay on top of it. Roachy, thank you for your insight, as always, here.
And, of course, the charges themselves may seem self-explanatory to lay people, but there's always a lot to it. We want to enter in WBZ legal analyst Jennifer Roman here to help us make sense of all of this. Jennifer, first things first, we have a felony charge and a misdemeanor charge. Can you explain each one or both?
Sure. So the felony charge would carry with it a much more serious sentence than the misdemeanor charge, and it would include the potential for imprisonment in the state prison versus just the regular jail. So the nature of the charges make them very different. We don't know if it's a strangulation or a suffocation at this point. We don't really know what the facts are supporting these allegations, but that is definitely the more serious charge of the two. The assault and battery would carry a sentence up to 2.5 years in the House of Correction as a misdemeanor if convicted. Whether or not somebody gets if convicted, whether or not somebody actually receives the type of sentence they receive depends on the nature of the crime, whether or not they accept responsibility in any way, show remorse, but also whether or not there is a prior criminal history here that would support a harsher sentence. So as this all sort of still is unfolding, we really don't know a whole lot. We'll know more at the arraignment later in January. That should provide some more details about what the allegations are and would shed some light on what potential sentence could look like if he's actually convicted.
Okay, so you mentioned that arraignment. That's January 23rd. There was this motion hearing today. Can you explain briefly, lay terms, what a motion hearing is?
Sure. It's just a way to ask the court to do something that you want. So in this case, the defense is making a formal request that the file be impounded, which would keep it out of the public purview, would keep it away from the press. Those types of motions, when you're talking about somebody who has the kind of star power that Stefon Diggs has, are not usually granted because we do have public interest in these very public figures. So much of their life is already public. There's not really this heavy privacy interest here. So I would be surprised if the judge allowed the defense motion to impound this file and keep it out of the public purview, but it is a possibility.
Yeah, interesting. A lot of stuff there. All right, Jennifer, thanks so much for your time.
All right, thank you guys for your time for breaking that down. Blah, blah, blah. You always go to the local news when you want them granular details because they gotta live with this for real. They out there in Foxborough, Boston area, they like, shoot, we are diving deep into this. Fascinating. Once again, I don't even like to say reserve judgment because that sounds like, oh, don't go as far as everyone else or don't go that far. I ain't moved at all. I'm just giving information. I'm hearing information, and I'm also listening and trying to form an opinion. Hey, you guys ever have your teachers call you because your child did something at school? It's happened to me a few times, right? Your son got into it with somebody, or somebody got into it with your son, whatever it may be. Blah, blah, blah. And every single time, and y'all know I love nothing more on this planet than my itty bitties and my family, my wife and all my itties. Nothing more. And MJ takes the cake. That's my dude, right? Seriously. And no matter what happens at school, every time MJ gives me his version, it's never 100% accurate. Even if he ain't trying to lie, it just ain't 100% accurate, right? Because one, he doesn't know what the other kid was thinking. Two, so that he misread what that kid was doing because he didn't even know his motives or intentions. So sometimes you don't even know where somebody's coming from, and then it can make you misread everything that they're doing. You've been in a relationship, you understand what I'm talking about. So in this situation, I have not moved. If I saw Stefon Diggs tomorrow, I'm not going at him like, ooh, that girl said. Also, if I knew her, I'm not looking at it like, ooh, Stefon Diggs did what to you? This situation, there's a lot of breadcrumbs there. The way that relationship was obviously made her have reservation of filing charges initially. But then I think what happened is he popped the balloon, right? Because he's like, look, you can't have somebody like that and have any incidents in any altercations. And then they're not getting paid or they're wanting their money. For an employee to say, excuse me, Dougie Fresh, can I have my money? That means you ain't gave it to them before or right on time, right? They usually don't do that. They usually don't disturb the peace to be like, can I get paid? Unless you ain't paid them. That ain't a crime. The problem is, in the midst of all of that, she got some form or fashion to say this happened, strangulation, whatever. And then this is where the major error is coming. This is when you're looking at Stefon and you're like, you're going to have to explain this part. This is the part you got to explain. Why do you want an NDA right now? Because it doesn't sound like you just first time you heard of the acronym. You heard of it before because everyone's heard of it. Why now? Woo, I don't want to do the prosecutor's case for him, but that's going to be tough. You woke up one day and just wanted to give her an NDA and you were holding her money? Sounds like you were trying to use some leverage. And what was she using as leverage? I ain't saying nothing. Nothing happened. Whatever it may be, nothing happened, or I ain't saying anything about what happened. And then there was that moment of truth, that NDA conversation, that payment conversation. Oh, gas meets fire. And I don't want to judge her, but I'm judging her. You know what I mean? I don't want to judge Stefon, but I'm judging him. But all that said, I've always been judging. That's why I ain't moving nowhere. This ain't fooling me. Okay? Now let's go on that journey and see what happens going forward. I'm just trying to see what happens on the court. On the field. We're about to talk basketball. I want to know what happens on the field. Seriously. Is he playing? Is he going to play? Well, they got one more game before the playoffs, so you could – see, here's the problem. Do you play him in that game? Nah, you don't play him. You got to let this all, pass by or at least go forward in advance. Okay. So now you're setting the precedent because people are going to read that as like, nah, you're not chilling because of injury. He chilling because of allegation. Then wild card game, whatever game they got to play in, divisional game, is he playing? That arraignment ain't till when? 2 days before the AFC Championship game. You rolling the dice, Robert Kraft, organization, Goodell, NFL, let him play. You're supposed to. You're not supposed to be moved. But you know how the game is played. There's a game within the game. So beat up in the comments. You think Goodell, you think Kraft going to let him play? Because he innocent until proven guilty. But that's not how the court of public opinion works. And the NFL is paid by the court of public opinion. It's a brand. Oh, it's kind of crazy. All right, so Sal Perez says you can't win Super Bowl without him. Duh, Sal. Duh. I mean, duh. You're right, though. I mean, state the obvious. He also says she was cooking him with them cheeks. He tried to pay her away and the woman scorned destroyed. Hey, we seen that story before, right? Something. I hope it ain't that typical. I hope it's a twist. I want a twist. That's too obvious. That's why I didn't even say it. That's why I didn't say they can't win the Super Bowl without him. That's too obvious. I also didn't say, I hope he wasn't clapping and then just woke up one day and she was like, eh. It happens, though. It happens. Real spit. Football Wisdom, ooh, good name, says Wiley will be a dope defense attorney. I told y'all my calling was to be a defense attorney. Real spit. Because I listen in contradictions. I listen in hypocrisy. That's why people get mad at me when I start talking race and all these other things, because I'll be like, dog, I'm talking in hypocrisy and contradiction, and everybody's guilty. You know what I mean? You ain't going to catch me slipping on that. So, good luck, Stefon Diggs. Good luck, Trevon Diggs. Good luck, Diggs family. Go get it, man. Now, let's talk about this situation. They got a beef, and I think this is a good beef. Right now, beat it up in the comments. Who was a better player? Who is a better player or was? Draymond Green or Dennis Rodman?
Rodman ain't better than Draymond Green.
Huh?
He's not better than
Go
Draymond
talk to
Green.
this man about rebounding. You'll change your
one thing, rebounding. Draymond Green can shoot the three, spread the floor.
Do you know how many rebounds this man averaged?
Guards everybody from 1 through 5. Dennis Rodman cannot fuck with.
Go talk about rebounding.
Hey, Brandon, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
But he cannot.
I hear what you're saying.
Listen,
but why does Draymond have to do that?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But
My job is to.
You're deflecting, bro. Look, we're trying to have a conversation. Deflecting.
I'm not
so you're saying it don't matter. It obviously matters. If you're playing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson,
that's my position.
Right? Listen, and you're 6'7",
okay,
right? You have to get them the ball.
Okay.
And you have to rebound.
Okay.
You don't average over 10 rebounds for your career.
Okay.
Dennis Rodman averaged over 13.
Okay.
He didn't have to give it to shooters. He was giving it to fucking Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Right? So you're saying what
in the corner doing nothing on offense.
But wait,
he's playing one side of the fucking floor.
But wait, no, who is?
Dennis Rodman, you're playing one side. The triangle, go sit down. I gotta make a play.
7.3 points, 13 rebounds. Hold on, Brandon.
I'll give you that.
Brandon, come on. Brandon, let's not do that.
What?
Draymond for his career averaged 8.
That's fine.
Dennis Rodman for his career averaged 7.
But he does
so
more.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Nigga, don't made it about.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Draymond Green average.
So Dennis Rodman averaged 2 assists for his career. Draymond Green averaged 6 assists.
That's what I'm saying.
6 assists. That means I'm responsible for it.
I averaged 13 boards. How many boards he had?
He's bringing the ball. He's initiating.
Draymond,
7. Okay, Brandon. So you just use that criteria of 6 assists being more than 2, right?
No argument. Let's bring it.
Right?
Yeah.
How many rebounds?
So Draymond's averaged 9.7 rebounds, 6 assists for his career, 900 career games.
Say it again now.
9 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists.
7 rebounds compared to 13.
So you rounded to 8.6.
So the discrepancy
8.7.
between those two assists and rebounds
8.7 came closer to 9.
can't even balance out.
I would do the same for
Rebounds
you.
outweigh everything.
6.9 rebounds.
No, listen.
No. I'm saying the balance
Okay,
out
I'll give him a 7. Yes, 7 is that.
is going to put him way above Dennis Rodman. But I'm saying the rebounds is going to bring it back to 11.
Have you seen or heard, like, had a conversation or been like somebody that's like talking to Dennis Rodman about rebounding?
Why he's so good at it?
The trajectory of the ball. He watches how it comes off the guy's hands. The trajectory of the ball. That's not IQ.
That's a sick.
No,
Is that IQ? That is IQ. But that's one thing. We're talking about a guy that averaged 8, 7, and 6 for a career with the best shooter that's ever played, with KD and all this. And I'm averaging 8, 7, and 6. So that means I'm flirting with a triple-double every night out here. And you telling me my IQ isn't hard. The fact that I'm supposed to be a part of this offense.
So we have a hoop conversation,
I'm supposed to be a part of this offense. And I'm finding a way to get 8, 7, and 6
And you're putting them in the top 10. Well, we can name 10.
IQ-wise.
You saying because of those numbers. You're saying because of those numbers.
Yes.
So we can name 10 guys with way better numbers.
Andre Karolinko.
Way better numbers.
But you're not. But you're not.
Like, he's saying the numbers are the reason we're going to put him in the top 10. Yes, there are guys that will have better numbers that had done better things for their career, bro.
Brandon, can
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. Who's better? Draymond? Rodman. For me, it's Rodman, but I just was fascinated by the argument. And the argument is it's like 1, 8, 7, and 6 is not flirting with a triple-double because that 6 is kind of far away from a triple-double. Think about it. Like, if you have 6 and you need 4 more, that's 2/3 of what you've already done. You got to add another 66% of what you did already at max to get to 10. That ain't flirting. Let's just start there. Look, let me not be this guy because it's an impossible conversation. This is how you are late home and your wife is like, where were you? You're at the barbershop that long because you are arguing this point. You're arguing this point. We're going to argue it. Draymond Green versus Dennis Rodman. Goodness, this is fun. Who's better? Oh, okay. Let's have fun. Let's just have fun. I like these. You know me. I like to be the mediator of all tensions in this world. Since I'm not about to fight, I can handle it. Okay, look at that. Who's better? This is the perfect time. This is why you got to give even Gil's Arena some props for their high IQ. When do they bring this conversation up? When they're at the same amount of games played, basically. 9-11 to 908. 911, 908. Points. It ain't that far away, but Draymond gets the nod. But you don't get the nod to the point where I'm dissing the other dude. I'm not looking at Rodman like he ain't. Now, this rebounds, I'm looking at him like, ooh, wait, that's far. Assists, that's far. Steals, kind of far, almost double. Blocks. Now, different era, but still, that's defense. That's defense. We know rebounds is defense and offense, but it's defense, it's possessions, assists and points, offense. Okay? So right now, objectively, Draymond better. Field goal percentage. Draymond shooting that 3, that's going to drop. He out there, he not shooting the 3 like that. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Now you got to go into the efficiency model, right? BPM and VORP, Draymond. Then you go into Hall of Fame, gonna be a check here. Championships, that 4 might stay. All NBA, same. All defense, more Draymond. You could say weaker defender, so it's easier to make it. You tell me. Okay? Defensive player of the year, nah. They're probably going to stay the same. You're getting older. All-star. Wow. 4-4. So why would I say that Rodman's better? Because I think Rodman was better. Draymond just could do so many things, and that may be my bias that makes me not respect him because people don't respect the jack of all trades as much as a king of one. And if you want to say Rodman's the king of anything, it's getting them rebounds, right? And if you want to look at Draymond, you say he's the king of... He's a jack of all, right? And I've noticed that in life and sports, you know, Max Kellerman and I had this great conversation. It was kind of enlightening. I never thought about it this way. He said, one of the reasons you weren't as great as you could have been, now we're talking, forget the injuries, forget circumstances, just like mentality. He said, one of the reasons you weren't as great as you could have been is simple. And it's psychological. You had too many options. So in the moment of truth, everybody has moments of truth all day, every day, hundreds of them, thousands of them, where it's like, you know what it is. I got to do this email. Did you do it or not? Moment of truth. Now, would you do the email if you were just first day on the job and it came from the CEO? Absolutely. But what if you're the CEO and you get an email from somebody first day on the job? I'll get to it. Moment of truth. He has options that the other person doesn't foresee or doesn't have. So therefore, the options are what going to dictate that moment of truth. You get it? So Max said, because you didn't really want to be an NFL player so much that that's all you were. You didn't want to be a football player like that. He was like, dog, you went to Columbia. That kind of tells you. You were thinking about being a school teacher. You were thinking about trying to figure out something else other than using your body to get your bread. And then he was like, you also just care about people and stuff. So he's like, you weren't like some of those psychos out there that ball to your phone. And to that point, there are levels to this. There's a Ray Lewis mentality that I didn't have. And frankly, most people didn't have. Now, Ray Lewis had options, I'm assuming, but boy, did he tap into that one, the king of one. And that was enlightening to me. So the reason I think that Rodman is a better player is because Rodman was around. Jordan and Pippen is more than Steph and Clay. And Steph and Clay is a lot. That is everything, except it ain't Jordan and Pippen. So when you're around that, you would think you would be more with that, but you got to actually be less because that's a lot. There's only one ball. And if you look at it, Steph and Clay, because Steph is great, but he ain't Jordan, right? And Clay is great, but he ain't Pippen, but he different, but he ain't Pippen. They taking up more of that ball. So you fall back. Just go get the ball back to us. It's basically his fetching orders. Draymond, you can be a part of this a little bit and get into this and stir it up and throw them off. We ain't doing a triangle, so we need you to be kind of our point forward, facilitator. But we doing all this action without the ball, so we need somebody to kind of stir it up or to take some of the eyeballs off of us while we run this action. Or somebody that can make a play from it. Tremendous passer, can hit the three. That's why. They had different roles. But by the numbers, Draymond got them. Just being real. That's why it was a fascinating argument. You can actually see both sides. So beat it up in the comments. Tell me what you think. You guys are just having your own conversations in here. Y'all talking about Shaq. I had a topic too. Shaq versus Jokic. We may do that tomorrow. Who was better in their first 10 years? Ooh-wee. Anthony Smith says super facts. Respect. Let's keep going, man. Forget y'all. Y'all ain't talking about nothing we talking about. Y'all talking about how fine that damn chef was. That's a fine ass chef. She'd be like, Stefon, what would you like to eat today? He was like, and she's like, here's our menu today. You know, when you get too rich, you start doing stupid stuff like printing out menus and you at home. I know she was. She's like, Stefon, what would you like tonight prepared for you? Is Cardi coming by? Here you go. And he's like, would you ask me? And she's like, what would you like prepared? What would you like to eat? He's like, I'll take the number one. Legs and thighs, please. Crazy. All right, let's get into this topic. This topic is fascinating. Well, we're going to speed through it. Because tell me if they talking too fast. I love it when they talk. I just like to get through it. Let's go.
Well, look, I don't blame coaches. You know, I've got friends that are playing with 27-year-olds and they feel bad. I said, don't feel bad. We don't have any rules. Why should you feel bad? But let me give you this. Real simple. The rules be's the rules. So if you put your name in the draft, I don't care if you're from Russia and you stay in the draft, you can't play college basketball. Well, that's only for American kids. What? If your name is in that draft and you got drafted, you can't play because that's our rule. Yeah, but that's only for American kids. Okay, now, here's the next lawsuit. Well, we don't have a say over European players. You do if they're playing in college basketball. So that means you don't have a say over high school kids. So whatever a high school kid does before he comes here, don't you do one thing because there's a suit. Because what you're saying is, if he's in Europe, we don't have the same rules. What? If he puts his name in the draft, can't go to college. He left his name in. Well, that's different because he's European. Okay, you're not doing anything with a high school player then. We don't have any jurisdiction over a high school player, do we? We don't. So when they come, you just got to say, all right, now they're here. The other thing, the eligibility. Again, real simple. You got 5 years to play 4. If you stay at the same school 4 years, we'll give you a 5th year. If your coach leaves or is fired, you can transfer without penalty. You can do it once, and if the coach is fired or leaves, you can end up doing it twice. But after that, you got to sit out. You can transfer, but you got to sit out. Does anybody care what this is doing for 17 and 18-year-old American kids? Do you know what this opportunity has done for them and their families? There aren't going to be any high school kids who, other than dumb people like me, are going to recruit high school kids. I get so much satisfaction out of coaching young kids and seeing them grow and make it and their family life changes that I'm going to keep doing it. But why would anybody else, if you can get NBA players, G League players, guys that are 28 years old, guys from Europe, do we really know their transcript? Do we have somebody over there? Do we really know their birth certificate? Or don't we? And then, yeah, just there's no, look, Tommy Izzo, Mark Few, there are a bunch of us that are just, we got no rules. Why did they let that kid play? Tell us all. Here's what the reason. Then we'll all go get pros. We'll go find them. Here's my second thing. You ready? No one listens to me. I told you. My wife, I talked to her. She's not even listening. She got ear things in, and I didn't know. I'm talking to her. You ready? Mid-season, unless you're in the school. This is an easy rule. We can do this, NCAA. Don't tell me about lawsuits. If you join a program at mid-season, you cannot play that season. If you're in school and have to get yourself eligible, that's okay. You can play the second term without playing the first. What? So now, let me ask you this. What does that do for the kids in the program that you're bringing kids in at midseason when it was their opportunity? I mean, I just don't get any of this.
That is kind of funked up. You on a team, you starting, you ain't doing bad. And let's just be real. Nobody's perfect. There's no perfect players, but there are some perfect reputations out there, right? 5 stars come in. I just saw a third 5-star commit to Duke for next year. So somebody can come in and they's just so hyped, so respected or perceived as good that they just come and take your job. Like, you good. You helping. That dude's supposed to be better, so let's try. That's kind of funked. But these are the breaks. The problem is not if he is better than you. It's the time that they're taking from you to figure out if he's better than you. And it's all based off of reputation. That's what's happening. These kids are moving around based off of reputation, trying to avoid a 5-star or being a 5-star, trying to just slang that thing everywhere and get the next 5 cents from the next program. He's right on that. Very interesting. Keep going.
And again, Tommy, Mark Few, myself, we got my son, their sons are in this. I just want to help it before I'm out for my kid. I'm very selfish, but it's for that. But this stuff here, I just gave you what we could do. I'm going to give you one other. The collectives on our campuses, whether you're doing it through your media people, whatever, cannot be involved in recruiting in any way or transfers. But if a kid's on your campus for a year, give them what you want to stay. So we'll get more kids staying. How about this? It'll be great for them academically. They'll probably make more money, but they'll be academic. We're not going to have kids leaving after transferring 4 times. What's the percentage of kids that make the NBA? Unless you play for me. What would be the percentage? Like it's like 1% or less? That means 99% of the college players that are getting money, it's fugazi. Fugazi. Because they're getting 400, 500, 800, a million, and they're not pros. So now they have to go get a job after 4 stops. No college degree.
Damn.
No loyalty from the state or the program or anybody. You were a mercenary. Okay, now you got to go get a job. I don't care what a kid makes. It doesn't. But I do care what we're doing to young people. If all these kids can make $4 million, I don't care. But what we're doing by letting them have transfer at will. Transfer once. Coach leaves, you can go twice without penalty. But other than that, you got to sit out. Because now you get 3 years at one school, you're going to get a college degree. You can't be 30. You got 5 years. Clock is ticking. If you go pro, I don't care what country you're from. You leave your name in. You cannot play college basketball. If you transfer mid-season, can't play. You got to sit out. How about we just do that stuff? We can do it without having Congress and the Senate getting 60 votes. We can do that. Let them sue us on that stuff. I wish you wouldn't ask me that question.
Woo! Blah, blah. Wow, God, dog. Woo. I mean, some things I can't just add to. I just got to give it to him. There's pros and cons to everything he said as well, so I don't want to go detail for detail. I will say this overall, be careful. Be careful because everyone is playing the game in life. Everyone's playing the game of life. Just make sure the game that you're playing has prizes that you want to win. And that's the thing. I noticed this growing up, whether it was the friend who wanted to be cool, the friend who wanted to be popular, the friend who wanted to be the class clown, the friend who wanted to wear the fresh clothes and be the best dressed, the friend who wanted all the girls, the friend who wanted to gangbang, the friend who wanted to sell drugs, the friend who wanted the ball. No matter what you choose in this world, in this life, this game of life, make sure you like those prizes that you're going to win. And you're going to win a prize or prizes in any game you play in life. Let me give it to you like this. Because attention is invention. You will become more than you were, right? You want to be popular? You know the code to being popular. It's the same code today of going viral. Right now, I don't know how many times I went viral. You know, several, a dozen, I don't know, whatever. But if I want to go viral today, this morning, not hard to do. I stand up, take off this, we flow, boy, and then let you see what's flowing. On Marcellus Wiley's live stream, I'm viral. It ain't hard to be popular. It ain't hard to be viral. You want to be popular, go to a lot of cocktail parties, go to a few events, and smile and say hi to everybody and never disagree. Oh, you'll be popular real quick. It's easy. But the point is the prize that you get from doing that. So right now we got kids who are NIL eligible, getting paid. Nothing wrong with that. Like he said, pay them, pay them, pay them. But what prizes are they getting other than that money early? And if you want to see who goes broke in this world, it ain't athletes, it ain't celebrities, it's not entertainers. It's young people with money who just happen to be athletes and entertainers and celebrities because they come grab you when you're young. If you're a football player, you're 22, here's millions. You're a basketball player, you're 18, here's millions. If you're a celebrity, you could be a child actor, here's millions. It's an age thing, it's a maturity thing, I can see it all. When you are young, you just see trees. When you're older, you see a forest. I raise my kids like a scared old man. Because I see so much. Oh, I've seen so much. You got to protect them. And we just thinking that money going to protect them. Oh, that's just the beginning. Make sure we looking out, y'all. That's why I'm glad he went on that rant. You going to win in this world, dog. You going to win. Everybody, please. I told you I'm going to write a book about winning. We all win. Maybe I'll call it that. We all win. And then I'm going to show you everybody and all these real life examples of homies that I knew that actually chose those roads and became more in those roads. But then they got to the end of that road or to the next phase or to the next match. And then they was like, all right, what you got? And they was like, gunshots. All right, what you got? Incarceration. Okay, what you got? Pregnant girl. Okay. You don't understand that when you're young. And I've been young before. It's just that simple. So one of y'all elders, go grab your little itty bitty that's balling out of control and tell them keep balling and keep making this money. And we're going to put this money up over there. We're going to act like this is ghost money. We're going to do this like Allen Iverson. Like go hide that money because you acting a fool right now. And when you calm down, when you wake up, and you're going to wake up sooner or later, you got that waiting on you. Simple as that. Okay, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Oh, I love this, TJ Songs. Yes, you're going to be in my book. You don't fail. You succeed at failing. Preach. Preach. That's how the game goes. Oh, that's a good way of saying it. For real. I've seen too many people. I'm like, I've had this conversation heart to heart, talking to my boys. He's like, man, I'm so proud of you, so this and that, and you did this. And I was like, dog, you know you could have too. Not necessarily what I did, but you could have did your version. but you know what you chose. So I hate when it gets to this big-ass narrative out there that it ain't no opportunities, it ain't no this, and everybody hating. No. Y'all ain't talking deep enough for me. The real is, who you talking about? I need names and numbers. I don't need to hear no all big people, all black people, all people from comp. I don't want to hear that. Give me the person. Now let's talk. And if I know him, I ain't even got to talk to him. I can tell you. Oh, I remember him. Yeah. Oh, the one that loved the ditch. Yeah. Remember he was clowning? He never liked the academic decathlon team. He clowned it. Remember him? Oh, yeah, he was messing with the teachers. Yep. When they turn around, he ain't. You want to keep going? Oh, yeah. Every day we went home and we were doing our group sessions, he was the one that was outside on his bike all day. You ain't got to be on the bike all day. Do your homework. Then come in, play ColecoVision. What the? You ain't going to ever do the homework. Man, I ain't doing that shit. Remember that guy? Yeah. So now it didn't work out for you. Don't blame opportunities. You ain't even show up for the opportunity. Don't get me started. I really believe in accountability. I don't give a damn who likes it. Because I know when I mess up, I messed up. There's not been a thing when I get cut from a team anywhere. Never been fired. I've been given bad offers, but I've never been fired. But point being, I've never been somewhere and I'm like, man, they tripping. I wish that would leave my mouth. First, I'm going to say, I tripped. I failed. I know what I didn't do and did. Come on. Take it on the chin and raise your chin up and get hired. Come on, man. Stop blaming people. Punks. All right, let's get back into this. Hey, some people want their credit. Some people want their props, and you should give it to them because they did their thizzle. So we know DK Metcalf messed up. Speaking of accountability, I didn't like Shannon Sharp's take on that. Like, NFL, Detroit Lions, protect them. No, DK, protect yourself. Somebody call you by your government names, shut up. Obviously, you've heard it before. You're going to give away all that money for somebody trying to clown you? Move on, bruh. Move on. So let's go. You got to give him his credit. This was said before we saw what happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cleveland Browns. Peep this.
To your point, MK, it's the worst possible time not to have him. And it's not because they don't have an opportunity to win these two games. It's because this team has been ascending the last 3 games, and he's been a part of that. Look, we just coming off of 4 weeks ago talking about this team having no identity, didn't know where this offense was going to go. They weren't making explosive plays. And in 1 week, it was Aaron Rodgers to DK Metcalf in particular that changed that volume on no passes over 15 yards. And you started to see this offense start matriculating and rolling, and he was a big part of that. MK, you just came off talking about the gravitational pull that Christian McCaffrey has. DK does this for them down the field, like you mentioned. So it's going to get harder for an offense that we've seen struggle for a large majority of this season. And I want to see how they're going to adjust. Obviously, the run game can be something that can be strong for the Pittsburgh Steelers if they can get that going. The one thing that players will tell you all the time, it is hard to play against the Cleveland Browns. I know they don't win a lot of games, and I know they're never a team that seemingly wins at the end of games, but most teams and most dudes that I talk to about this defense, they tell you it's usually one of the most physical and hardest games to play, and not to mention Myles Garrett plays for them.
Blah. Now, a lot of conversation about Myles Garrett not getting a sack record. Oh, because they were scheming against him. First of all, they always scheme against him. He didn't get a sack the first time they played each other this year. He didn't get a sack this time. Sometimes they have your number. Sometimes it's just the way that's the way the game goes. And then more importantly, y'all were like, well, Aaron Rodgers was throwing the ball quicker. Well, I think I would throw it quicker if I don't have my best target and my deep ball threat. Think about it. Deep ball takes the most time to throw, right? He's gone. Guess what? Everything's going to be shorter. Rust. People don't even think. They just be saying stuff. Aaron didn't want Myles Garrett to get it. Look, no one's raising their hand to be on NFL films for the rest of time or until somebody breaks the sack record. So, yeah, Aaron Rodgers don't want it to be him doing this. Fumble. No, he didn't. But at the same time, to say he sabotaged the game for that, grow up, people. So let's grow up. Let's give some people their credit. Marcus Spears deserves his credit. Why? Look at this. They cutting their hair off. Alopecia. Oh, man. All right, here's one of them. Look, somebody said, yeah, Steelers are 11th in scoring offense, but okay, Spears. They were clowning. Like, they going to still ball without DK Metcalf. They're 11th in scoring, one of the top teams. But okay. He said, we got another one. But the thing is, they probably won't even have to play against the Browns. But if Ravens beat Packers and they do, the Steelers have plenty on offense to win. He said, well, shit. Oh, man. Shout out to rest in peace to the Whitlock family that lost Isaiah Whitlock. Y'all know who he is. What was his name? Bird was his name? Shit. He died yesterday. And look at this. What a brain dead take, Marcus Spears. If Baltimore loses Saturday, the Steelers win the division, so nothing to play for except maybe position. They have other receivers and solid run game and Aaron Rodgers. It's the Browns and the Ravens, beatable teams. Ain't that crazy? I just love it. Look, give him his props. He nailed it. That's the worst take I've seen all year. Was it really, though? This is so he's responded after the damn game. He's like, yeah, okay. Here we go. So there's freezing cold takes, and then there's boiling hot takes. And this is a boiling hot take. Laugh out loud. Love national media that doesn't pay attention or do the needed work to know what they are talking about. Clicks and views is what it's about for people like this. Laughable as always. So laughable. Y'all get the point. Just like that person who commented said, I'm on Clutch's payroll. Calm down, dog. You're like, grow up. Have a better take, okay? So beat it up in the comments. Let's keep talking. We got a good one right here. Austin Rivers trying to go there. Oh, no. We're going to save that one. Austin Rivers, that's evergreen. We could do that. When are we ever going to do Draymond's? We ever going to do Draymond talking about? It's 6:45 almost. We ever going to do? I want to do this one. We're going to do this topic about Dave Chappelle, and then we out. And I think so. Okay, beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Drauco. Is it Drauco? 74? He says, shout out for Wiley for making the Google 2025 commercial. Yes. One of your shots from On the Rocks with you on the couch. Keep it coming, bro. Have you guys seen that commercial? Let me look it up real quick. So there's a commercial every year that Google runs, 2025. End of the year, it's like 3-4 minutes, and then they put pieces of it on air. People told me they've seen it on TV shows, games, etc. But long story short, I'm in this year's. Y'all got to check it out. But I want to see how many views it has right now. This commercial is insane. So this year it has 373 million views. That means I could be doing this show for another year or two, and I still won't have as many views as that. All these damn live streams and clips. I'm in one commercial that got 373 million views. It's crazy. It's big, and I'm proud of it. Shout out to On the Rock. Shout out to what I'm doing here in our channel. We keep going. We keep growing because y'all keep coming through. Let's do it. Now, is Dave Chappelle a top 5 comedian? Y'all saw his last special? All right. Wasn't his best, obviously, to me. I think a lot of people are saying that. It was a little more social commentary than comedy, but at the same time, it's still Dave Chappelle. But listen to what Mike Epps got to say about it, because it's interesting. He don't have him in his top 5, do y'all?
That's how that shit went. Yeah. Comedy Mount Rushmore. Come on, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, or Martin Lawrence, Bernie Mac, and Robin Harris. Bang! Can't nobody beat that 5.
Monster 5.
Who gonna beat that 5?
Woo!
Who gonna beat that 5, man? Nobody beating that Richard Pryor. No. You know what? Hold up.
Yo.
There is an exception. I didn't hear Dave Chappelle. Well, Dave Chappelle he's younger than me. Don't matter. He ain't up there with them to me. That's my opinion. Now, I have to put him in a category that's
right after them.
You can't tell the kids that. Me and him looking up at the same person. See what I'm saying?
I get it. I'm the same way you say if it was hip hop, we would mention LL, KRS, shit like that. We ain't gonna mention nobody.
Like you would get mad if a nigga tried to say wanted you to look up to Tim Dog.
Let me tell you something.
If a nigga tried to get you to look up to Tim Dog.
Let me tell you a story though. That's crazy that he said that. Hold up.
Nigga don't know about Tim Dog, man.
How about, can I say something?
Okay, before you say something, that was a horrible example. Like, Dave Chappelle ain't way worse than them, and Tim Dog. It's just you're like, I'm looking up. I'm looking at people who did it before us, and they were great. Now, that said, please beat it up in the comments. Who's your top 5 while we listen to what he got to say? Because he got to say something.
Can I fucking say something? How about none of us in the Bronx know nothing about Tim Dog? Tim Dog was the first 6'9". The nigga had real niggas behind him from the 9, but we never knew where the fuck Tim Dog was from. He fucked Compton. I'm from the Bronx. We don't know where Tim Dog is from.
He wasn't from the Bronx?
You can't go to a building and say this is Tim Dog's. Nobody knew where he was from.
You lying.
Many years later, I don't give a fuck. What I'm trying to tell you is, I'm trying to think about.
Did some brave shit, though,
he had dudes behind him that were the real deal. That was the 9
the
Live
whole
crew.
West Coast in the 90s.
I dare you try to
Dr.
call your
Dre.
cousins in the Bronx and tell us
That nigga
where's
dissed the
Tim Dog
Crips,
from.
Everybody, and he was saying he was from the Bronx, but he had the West Coast niggas mad at the Bronx.
He also had. Listen, that might have started East Coast.
Woo! Blah, blah, blah. Who is our top 5? Let's get into it real quick. For me, it's Eddie Murphy. Okay? I want to say Richard Pryor off of that Jim Brown respect that I never saw. I didn't see enough Richard Pryor. I can't lie. But I'll put him over there on the side. Eddie Murphy for sure. Okay? Who else? I got to say Dave Chappelle. I got to say it until I knock him off. Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle. Who else? Like straight comedy. No lie. That made me laugh. I don't even think this is a real take. Y'all gonna trip out when I say his name. D.L. Hughley was one of the funniest dudes ever. Before all this politics and stuff, just walking through a crowd and just lighting them up. But I get it. I'm not gonna do that. All right, so let's go. Bernie Mac is Dirty Mac, D.L., Cedric, Steve Harvey, the Kings of Comedy. Ain't that crazy? None of the Kings of Comedy really in the top 5, right? I don't think so. Martin is better in movies and stuff and doing them skits and Def Comedy Jam than he was like a straight up stand-up. If you really want to do this, it's Eddie Murphy, Bill Burr. You really want to do this. I mean, I know we on a hip-hop show, Fat Joe and Jada, but come on. I'm just saying. Chris Rock, yes. Chris Rock, okay, that's it. We got it. Eddie Murphy, Bill Burr, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle. We almost there, y'all. Who's the 5th? I can't put Red Fox. I can't put Richard Pryor. I'll say Richard Pryor. I have heard some jokes. I was like, that's funny. Robin Harrison, all them close, but short-lived. All right, anybody beat up that? I got Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Bill Burr, Chris Rock, Richard Pryor. Okay? Yeah? Corey Holcomb. Oh, don't get it. Corey Holcomb is, if you told me there's one person, no, that's not true. There's one person I need on my side to go roast somebody and just be funny all the time is Corey Holcomb. But literally the funniest person I've ever met in my life, like all day, every day, everywhere, is Chris Spencer. Look him up. He used to host Vibe. He writes for all of these comedians. He writes for all the shows. Chris Spencer's the funniest person. But they're not just people when they go up there. Obviously, they're performers. But Chris Spencer's the funniest person I ever met. Now, then I take Corey Holcomb when I need that shotgun to go get them all. Then if I had my top 5, it's Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Chris Rock, Richard Pryor. Okay, last but not least, we always get out of here with a sports trivia, a poll. Oh, what's going on with our poll? Who's to blame for the Lakers collapse? LeBron James is it. Then Rob Pelinka. Then J.J. Redick, and then Luka. That's the final poll results, it looks like. Okay, tell me, y'all, which 3 albums would you choose to listen to for a day? And then we out of here. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party. The G-Unit album? Nope. It's too many albums here, so we just going to say yes or no. Nope. True. Oh, God, yes. That's one of the best albums ever. Come on now. This is a bustin' the low, getting down with joke. It get the rockin' and jockin' and bit the buckin' and buckin' because I'm the hardest mother out here rockin'. She just, what? No Limit Soldiers? Okay, so far we got True. Mobb Deep, that one? I don't know about that one. Is that the album with all of it, Shook Ones and all that? I don't know which one. I'm saying no. We Are the Streets, Locks, yeah, but no. I'm gonna say no. I only get 3. DMX, yep. Where my dogs at? Not that Wu-Tang album, even though they got that best song on there. That album was good, but they had one song that should have been on the first album. You know that song? It goes Machine gun raps for all my homies in the back, stadium packed. Nah, man, I got back. That song is sick. But it's on the wrong album. Okay, so, are you still down? Nah, that ain't the Pac album I want. No. T.I. King, close, but it's better albums. Okay. So far we got 2. Man, I get you hype on music. I love it. Ludacris, Word of Mouth. Which one is that one? Is that the one with the Austin Powers and all that? If so, not that one. I think I like the other one, but maybe close. 1992. What is this? Oh, that's Game? Is that the Game? What? I've never seen that cover. Never. Ooh, love this album. Right now, I'm putting it down. I'm putting it down. I think I'm putting that one down. Isn't that the one with Lil Wayne? I'm putting that down over the Young Jeezy one, I think. And I like Jeezy. Jeezy, one of my favorites. Like, you know, they got their top 5, and I'll be like, Jeezy is one of them. In top 5 favorites, Jeezy's there. Corrupt, Jeezy, T.I. That's my top 5 of favorites. Not top 5 best or greatest, but favorites. Okay. We got, let me erase that 2 Chainz already. I already see it. All right. I already see it. It's coming. 3 6 Mafia, great, but nope, not that one. Juvie, 400 Degrees, sick. No. Let me skip over this one, because no. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. Oh, insane. I would put it there, but I skipped over one. The best album on here is this one, Dog Pound. Come on, y'all. Reality. Come on, y'all. There's nowhere for me to run. There's nowhere for me to hide in reality. Oh, God. As complex as the situation gets, I maintain. Ain't that much stain to make me bust myself like Kurt Cobain. Bah! Oh, shit. I don't believe this. These fools try to get me up in this twist, but ain't that much twisting in existence. Oh, Corrupt is so insane, and Daz was banging them beats. Okay, so those are 3. True, DMX, and Dog Pound. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys got. Oh, man. Damn, that was a good list. That was fun to the fullest. Oh, y'all know I don't know lyrics, but if I did, I'll be running some Corrupt lyrics right now. Oh, my God. Corrupt in his prime? Who was better than Corrupt? Seriously. Who was better than Corrupt when Corrupt was corrupting? I don't know. Rock Kim? It was like, come on, man. I gotta get off this. Y'all got me in the music zone. Oh, New York. I ain't gonna do that. Okay, let's get out of here, man. Love for you guys for rocking with your boy. Y'all know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. Peace. It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was gonna come. Oh, this is not hyperbole here. Because I believe the birds. Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation.